Happy Tuesday, here we are again, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Tuesday, once again on your favorite show, the Just Jordane Show. And we are here hanging out, saying hello. I see that Capybara has made it into the chat. I'm glad that you made it. Happy Tuesday, Capybara. Did you have a good weekend? We didn't see you yesterday. Did you? How have you been? How's it going? How's everybody over there on Facebook? Everybody doing all right? Everybody having a good day. What's going on, Zach? How are you, man? You doing all right over there on Instagram? We're doing the Just Jordane show right now, so a lot of times I can't do the request right now. We'll have to do that later because I'm running live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram. So I don't want to be too discombobulated. What's up, Allison? I'm glad that you have joined us back for our Tuesday episode of the Just Jordane show over here hanging out. And today, as you guys have seen, the episode is called Where Did You Get That Skull From? And today's going to be an interesting one because it reminded me, and of course, doing these streams reminds me so much of a lot of things that I forget about, that you know, like memories that are kind of locked away in your brain, but you don't necessarily have something there for you to access it. And then somebody says something, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, yeah, I remember that, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what happened to me today. And I had a completely different plan for the show today, and I have a couple of subjects that I keep having to push back, but that's okay. That's the nature of this. That's the nature of this beast that we have going on right here, because you can't keep up with it all, and especially like I like being on top of it. You know, you're okay. At least it wasn't my fault. I don't want it. I'm gonna double check just to make sure, because I don't think we have audio issues right now. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, we're good. Thank you, Capybara. I'm glad that you're double checking just to make sure though, so that we know where we stand with everything. What's up, Barry Jones? How are you, brother? Good to see you over there in the chats over there on Facebook. And we haven't got the people over there on YouTube to wake up yet, but that's okay. We're trying to wake everybody up. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to put on Periscope. Periscope's the one that I always forget, you know, and we do get a bunch of views from it, but nobody ever comments or says anything about what's going on. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody over there on the old Instagram as well? And now let me double check, make sure that we're good. Yep, we're good here, we're good here, and we're good here. I have never asked why this camera angle. Don't know if I like it. Because the other angle, because this is a lot closer. This is a closer angle to the face. That's the only reason why. So it's like instead of me having to like turn my face to read whatever's on the computer and then look back to you, like I can just look down and look up, look down and look up. It's pretty easy. That's all. It's just a different little bit of an angle. But I'm still actually, and that'll be another update while we're getting started too. I'm definitely going to be there's going to be some more changes in here. I have a couple of ideas, but I have to situate it all. I have to move things around and try to get the studio right so that it's going to look the way that I want it to look. And I think it's going to be look really, really good, you know. What's up, Disco Barbie? How are you? I have not heard from you in a while. How have you been? What's up, Heather? Good to see you in the chat over there, Heather, hanging out. How's everybody doing? Are y'all having a good Tuesday? Are y'all staying sane? As sane as possible as this whole COVID coronavirus thing can you know, talk about the coronavirus again. I guess y'all really want to do that. I like the Twitch angle the best. Yeah, I agree. I like the Twitch angle the best. Also, praise Durst. Praise be to Frederick Durst. Always be to Frederick Durst. Please keep rolling, and then keep rolling. Amazing, mommying my life away. Hell yeah. That's what it's about. And I love seeing your updates because your updates are always sweet and wholesome. And it does seem like you are loving the mommy life, which is beautiful. And I think that people need to just enjoy themselves a little bit, you know? Speaking of being able to enjoy yourselves a little bit, have you guys seen the news that Texas is actually opening up 100%, and they have relieved the people that live in their home of wearing the mask mandate. So they don't have a mask mandate anymore. They don't have to wear masks anymore in Texas. And now you do have people all over the place saying that that's a really bad idea. You got to do what you got to do, you know. you got to put, like, you can put the mask on if you want to, but it's not a mandate, so you're not going to get in trouble for it, So that's a big, big step because, Texas is a huge state, and it's going to be interesting to see because all the numbers are going down everywhere. Everything's slowly but surely going down, but we're going to see if the Texas number starts going up after they've opened it up completely. I don't know, though, because Florida's dropping and Florida's opened up completely, too. So or maybe, are they open completely or are they at like 25% capacity? I don't know. But we're trying, we're trying. We're getting there. We're getting by. I need to come to Baltimore to help you redecorate. Yeah, that's right. You probably have a much better sense of decorating than I do. I will not claim to be good at decorating. That's for sure. Nothing much, just a snowstorm, and we are on lockdown again. Where are you, Heather? Are you in England? Are you in the UK? Are you one of the UK peeps that I got over here? And Capybara said, I missed the show yesterday because I was at the gym. Hey, that's nothing wrong with that. You always got to better yourself. So I would encourage you to go to the gym first and watch the show later. Catch us live every now and then. But if the time doesn't work out, the time doesn't work out. You guys know that we do this every day of the week. So, in Canada, that makes sense, Heather. Yeah, so you guys are really getting smashed hard then there. That's the mess down there, or up there, I guess, pending. Compared to, from where I am from my perspective, from where I am. What's going on, Rick? Oh, shit. Rick jumped over there to the YouTube. He woke up the YouTube peeps over there a little bit. What's going on, guys? I'm glad that you all are here. And I am glad that I'm actually able to watch the video last night. It was very interesting. Which video? Was it the yeah, it was from yesterday's episode, right? The wrestling documentary that we went over a little bit. Did you enjoy the Bullet Bob? My favorite parts were Bambi and Bullet Bob, and then obviously the Power Ranger wrestler. You gotta absolutely love the Power Ranger wrestler. If you're any type of a fan of anything, you take Power Rangers, you take pro wrestling, and you just smash that shit together. Doesn't matter if it's oil and water or whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it works or not. Doesn't work very well, but still entertaining. Still entertaining to see people try that shit. Still entertaining, and that's what matters. I think that's what really matters, as long as it's somewhat entertaining. We got to be somewhat entertaining, guys. Mississippi is also lifting restrictions starting tomorrow. Oh, hell yeah, that's great news. Everybody's opening up. Keep doing it. Keep it going, please. Oh, do we need to do a Stone Cold? I haven't done an old Stone Cold since old Jimbo's been here, so let's do it. Let's do it one time. Oh, hell yeah. We're starting to open back up. I'm ready. I'm so ready to not have to deal with this stuff anymore. I don't want to put a mask on anymore. I'm getting rashes on my face from the damn mask because I get like right in here because I breathe through my nose more than anything. I try not to be a big-time mouth breather. But a lot of times I'll breathe through my nose, but when I'm breathing through my nose, I'm breathing it right into here. And if I have a mask on for a long time, and I got like a red rash. This is a mess. It's just a mess. It sucks trying to deal with that, with the old COVID, the coronavirus. One was Showtime Pizza place, had a Luxor, and what kind of coin is that? How do you even say that? I don't even know how to say that, Capybara. Djiboutan coins? Djiboutan coins? Djiboutan coins? I don't know. You right. You got it. Spirit Squad versus Power Rangers. Book it. SROs, signs on the door for that one. Yeah, dude, I'm on that one. Guns for Hire got to be there for that one. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Oh, I got you, Capybara. That's cool. We'll just spell it right this time, and then I'll I'll see if I can read it. Now, if you spell it correctly, that doesn't get you guys know. I was talking about the Texas announcing that they're going back to 100% and no masks. That is so exciting. That is so encouraging. And then Bernie just now put in the chat that Mississippi is also lifting restrictions. So we're starting to get restrictions lifted in different spots, in different areas. What's up, Mahoney? Good to see you. I'm glad that you made it in. Glad to see that you have made it in. It is from Djibouti, which is a place in Africa pronounced Djibouti. There you go, Djibouti. Okay. With my English brain, I have a hard time trying to read some of these words, but that makes sense. Djibouti. I got you. So Showtime Pizza Place had a Luxor one and Djibouti coins. Gotcha. Bernie said, would have suggested Black Wall Street and Guns for Hire versus Power Rangers, but that would be a squash match to end all squash matches. LOL. That wouldn't even. I mean, you would just have the Power Rangers walk out and do their little poses, and then all we got to do is just walk out. And what a crazy faction that could be. The Guns for Hire and Black Wall Street. Man, you think about that shit, man. Come on. It's crazy, you know? Would have suggested Black Wall Street. Daystone Wolf, I think it's odd Southern Discomfort is on YouTube for free. I think, well, that's the thing too about YouTube, because there's a lot of things that are for free, and it's not necessarily for free. It's just uploaded by somebody who doesn't necessarily care about any of that type of stuff, and then they don't get caught because a lot of the algorithms, like, they have algorithms to catch stuff. If you're playing like Mariah Carey, which we learned on our live streams, can't play no Mariah Carey in the background or you'll get cut off. But yes, I think it's it is odd. I agree, Daystone Wolf. I agree. It is odd, and it was an interesting documentary. You definitely should see it. But like you pointed out yesterday, it's only what is it, $20? It's only $20 on Amazon. So I mean, I'm a little bit of a collector myself, and I do enjoy collecting wrestling paraphernalia, especially like paraphernalia, memorabilia, whatever you want to call it. Especially that, you know. Especially that type of stuff, because that stuff right there just takes me back to it just takes me down south. Stuff still like that, you know. Mahoney Games, good one. Mahoney Games, NWO or DX. Personally, okay, so as a kid, I was more of a fan of DX than I was of the NWO. But when we're talking about business-wise, NWO, I feel, had more longevity and probably made more money in the long term. I mean, you still see NWO shirts at wrestling events, at like every independent show that I go to, not just WWE, not just mainstream places, at small damn places, you still see a lot of NWO shirts. You still get DX shirts, not as many though. So but personally, I enjoyed DX more because I was more of a DX fan. But when I was a kid, I was not a fan of the NWO. I was rooting against them. I was more of Sting and Lex Luger. I wasn't a Lex Luger guy, but I was rooting for Lex Luger because he was against the NWO. That's the only reason why. But I was with Sting, and who else were the good guys? And then they turned into the freaking NWO Wolfpack, which was supposed to be like a babyface faction of a heel faction. DX was okay, but NWO was great. Like longevity, NWO definitely was better in the long run. More my empty arena match. Damn, you had me until it was an empty arena. I got to do all that shit, and nobody's going to be there and enjoy it? Nobody's going to be there to enjoy it? I got to destroy my body and destroy myself to try to entertain a crowd, because, you know, we get excited when we hear that crowd cheer. And if we give it, like, you know, a couple of months, we'll probably be back to 100% capacity anyway, so we can start selling out these places again. We can start selling out. I'm excited for that shit. But Capybara, don't get me wrong, I'll whoop Sonny Kiss's ass again and again and again, just as easily as I did the first time, second time, and third time. Cheers to that, right, guys? Leonard Keats up in the chat said that turtle shell ashtray. What are you talking about? Turtle shell ashtray. Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Ravens flock or four horsemen? Ravens flock or four horsemen? I go four horsemen, 100%, because four horsemen had way more history. The Four Horsemen had, like, and that might be a problem too, because it kind of makes it a little bit cheaper than what you would be expecting from the NWO. See, I'm getting my factions confused now. But I go Four Horsemen all the way. I mean, I loved Raven's Flock at the time when it was happening, but it was just a small faction that happened at that point, which was strictly to get Raven over, and it didn't get like anybody else over. I mean, I think Billy Kidman was like the only person who really came out of that okay, who like had a career longer after that, you know. But you know, it's interesting. It's interesting. When they added too many guys to the faction, wasn't there a Latino World Order? Yeah, it was the LWO, baby. The LWO was the shit. I love the LWO. Mahoney said Paul White, X-Pac, Sting, Conan. Conan was the shit. Conan was the shit too. Arriba la raza. Capybara, not empty if you saw correctly. Oh, I didn't see it correctly. Flock area. Empty arena. When they added too many guys to the factions was their downfall. Should have stayed Hogan, Hall, Nash, Giant, Six, Bagwell, and Steiner. Yeah, but the problem is if it's always them, that gets boring too. So it's like, meh. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Four Horsemen all the way. Extra malevolent takedown. You betcha. You got that right, Capybara. It's got to be extra malevolent. You got to let them know that I want doom. I want doom to happen to you. I don't want you being happy. I want you suffering, I guess. I don't know. Crowbar? What are you talking about, Crowbar, Barry Jones? Crowbar? Mahoney Games in the chat said, sorry if you already answered this, but thoughts on Big Show in AEW? I think that's a good one. I haven't answered that one yet, actually, and it's interesting that we haven't had that pop up since the news broke. I guess the news broke over the weekend though, so we really haven't. You know, we just had yesterday's episode and we didn't do too much with it. So yeah, so that is going to be interesting. So when I first think about it, I think that I want the Big Show, like, it's weird to me. Like, it's the Big Show. He has huge name value, and there's not a lot of people who have name value like the Big Show, especially around any this generation right now. So, sorry, let me get some water. Talking too fast. At least I don't have hiccups today, you know? All right. Back to where we were. Yeah, Paul White. I think the Big Show. So I remember hearing him on commentary every now and then, and he got signed as a commentary guy. So, and he's going to be doing like their secondary show. I think that they're starting a new show or a third show, whatever it is. So he's going to be on that, and that'll give him time to be able to practice and get better at it. But as far as I don't think there's much value for him to be in the WWE. I think that there's only value. No matter what, it's only a good thing for AEW to get him, even if they are not getting the Big Show to wrestle, which I would love. I would love to see that, especially in AEW. With all those athletic guys, they could do – there's a lot that they can do there, man. Like, people like to shit on WWE, and they like to shit on AEW for different reasons. But they're different products. They're different things, you know? Like, I just look at the wrestlers, and I'm like, fuck yeah, get your money, bro. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Do whatever you can to try to get over, try to get as much money as you can. So, you know. Four Horsemen were the real shit. I see that everybody's starting to say that. Yeah, but I think it's a good thing. But and I don't think he should have stayed at WWE. I don't think there was much he could do there other than like a Legends contract at that point. But he's no Andre the Giant now. They didn't treat him the way that they treated Andre. So he's not, he's not like that type of a draw. Of course, they tried to reset with Finger Poke of Doom with Hogan, Hall, Nash, and Luger turned, but then Goldberg put his hands through a limo window and severed his artery 6 to 8 months, and there goes the big angle that banked on after Eddie Goldberg's undefeated streak. I know. And I absolutely loved Goldberg. I loved Goldberg. I was a big Goldberg guy. And I know, he's a horrible wrestler. But, I'll take a horrible wrestler who has some fucking intensity instead of a fucking monotone wrestler who you don't see any type of emotions coming up from at all. And they're very technical and they're very good at wrestling. Cool, great, but that's boring. Fabulous Freebirds or Heart Foundation? Fabulous Freebirds. I mean, the Corporation or Four Horsemen? Four Horsemen. Evolution or Four Horsemen? Four Horsemen. Dean Malenko or Chris Benoit? Dean Malenko, only because Chris Benoit killed his family. If Chris Benoit didn't do that, I'd go Chris Benoit. Capybara, bet Matt Jackson is scared about Big Show. Yeah, he's probably scared as shit, but that's part of it. That's part of the game, you know? That's part of the game. Fry Daddy from WrestleMerica is going to be on AEW Dark tonight. Oh, hell yeah, really? That's fucking awesome. I got to see that then. I'm glad that we're doing an earlier show then so I can see that. That's awesome. I'm excited to see that. And you guys make sure that you go and support Fry Daddy. That's one of our local Georgia boys down there in WrestleMerica doing his thing. Mahoney Games, on the topic of factions, I love Evolution. I love Evolution as well. I love Evolution, but Evolution is basically the blueprint of the Four Horsemen, you know. And they were very clear with that they were doing it as well. And I liked that. I did like Evolution. You know what I really liked about Evolution was the music. The music with Evolution was the shit. I loved their music. Four Horsemen's still a better faction. Let's not be stupid. Let's not say some dumb shit. But, you know, Evolution was fine. You know, the corporation was fine. But you still don't see people talking about the corporation like they still talk about the Four Horsemen. That's the thing. And you don't see people talking about any of those like you see them talking about the NWO still, or NWO shirts. They don't really talk about it that much, though, I think, you know. Oh, man, I think I dropped spit a little bit, but that's all right. Matt Jackson did a joke about Big Show on being the elite. Oh, yeah, probably. He's a giant. Between all three title reigns, one was 45 titles. Which one? Oh, from Freebirds, Bad Street, Atlanta GA, all the way. Bernie said they shouldn't have announced him and should have been surprised tomorrow night during Shaq Cody Rhodes tag match, face off again, and then Shaq White would have been a news getter. Yeah, but I guess White's not wrestling, and maybe he kiboshed that and was like, nah, I don't really want to do that. That doesn't sound like something that I'm interested in. Maybe, who knows? It's all speculation. Evolution, that is. Capybara, what are you talking about? Oh, between all three titles. Oh, yeah, I got you. 3 titles. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Original Four Horsemen, then it got watered down. Yeah, but that's everything, man. Everything gets watered down. Once you have something good, once you have something great that's going, people just try to capitalize, and they go too much. They go too deep into it, you know, and they try, you know. Listen, I know he's going by Paul White, but I'm going to call him the Big Show. I know. I think we're all going to call him the Big Show, dude. I think we're all going to call him the Big Show. I mean, he is the Big Show now. And I remember, it's just like whenever he first made it to the WWE the first time, and he came in. I think it was like St. Valentine's Day Massacre. It was Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon in a cage match, and he like came in through the bottom of the ring or something like that, and then grabbed Stone Cold and threw him into the fence, into the wall of the cage, and then the cage opened up, and then Stone Cold still won, but you know, the debut of the Big Show was like the bigger deal because it was like, oh my God, can you believe that? Can you believe that? Mahoney said they announced him to get more people to tune in. That's the thing. That's that double deal because what Bernie's comment was saying they shouldn't have announced him. They should have made him as a surprise because in wrestling, a lot of times people like rely on the ECW doing like a surprise every week, and they love surprises. And the Big Show would be a great surprise. He's towards the end of his career though, so I don't know how big of a surprise it would be. As it's definitely not as much of a surprise as it would be if it was Roman Reigns or any of the top WWE guys, any of those types of guys. I think that Big Show's still going to do, like, he's still going to do his thing. He's still going to draw some people in there. He's probably just not, it's just going to be what it is. He's doing commentary, man. He's not, I don't think he might do a couple of wrestling things, but I think people need to kind of pay attention and then see just to find out how exactly it's going to go, you know? So that'll be interesting. But I love the wrestling talk. But yeah, if you guys have like a bunch of wrestling stuff like at the beginning of the shows, let's do that. Let's make that like a normal thing before I get into my normal subjects, because I like being able for us to update each other with what's going on in the wrestling world. WCW tried to portray him as Andre's son. What a laugh. Yeah, I know. Because when I was younger, when I was a kid, I thought that he was Andre's son. But then I realized that, oh no, Jordane, Jordane, you should have known. You should have known. It's a work. It's a work. He's just very, very, very tall. He's very tall and very big. Not quite Andre the Giant. And if you go back and actually watch Andre the Giant when he was younger, man, I don't know. I don't think the Big Show's that good of a worker. I don't think the Big Show's that good of a wrestler. I don't think so. Maybe. I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong, though. Capybara said, do you think Miz should have lost his title so soon? He wasn't going to keep it for much longer, if we're being honest. Transitional champion. Not much more than that. I didn't think he was going to keep it long anyway. I didn't think it was going to be that quick. I really didn't think it was going to be that quick, but I didn't think he was like a long term. I was thinking like Lashley. Lashley's always just looked like championship material. And we'll see how long that lasts, because that might not even last that long either. So we'll see. I would rather Lashley have it than Drew, though. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. I saw Andre many times live in his prime. You saw him in his prime, Barry? That's insane, dude. I can't even imagine what that was like, seeing Andre the Giant in his, you know what I mean? Mahoney Games. Mahoney, you just had to find out the hard way. Mahoney said, wait, Miz lost? FWWE, man, that's so dumb. Sorry you had to find out this way, Mahoney. It was quick. I'm an OG Lashley mark. Yeah, I've liked Lashley for a long time. And I've just overall liked him. And I even followed him back whenever he went to Impact for a little while. And he's good. I prefer him. But when it comes to like Miz, I don't know. Miz can do a lot. I thought that Miz would at least do a little bit more before he lost it, But who knows, man? Who knows how they plan this shit out? Who knows what they're doing? It's like so many wrestling companies in general, not just WWE, because it's easy to focus on WWE, but so many wrestling companies in general don't know what the hell they're doing anyway. And WWE, as you see, they're like hanging on by the seat of their pants just as much as everybody else. They make decisions at the last second just like everybody else. It's just a much larger platform. And you make a lot more money. So that is to be said. Hell yeah, back when you could actually get close to him. Yeah, that's crazy. You could actually get close to him. And you see that big old fro? Did he have his big old fro back then too? That's pretty badass, dude. That's pretty badass. I love it. All right. I'm going to IHTP real quick because I've been drinking so fast. Let me drink one more time, and then I'm going to go IHTP, and then we'll get rolling. Even though that was like a 36-minute opener, hey, we're getting good at this, boys. We're getting good at it. I'll be back. Just give me a minute. You know how the deal is. But if anybody comes, tell them I'll be back. Don't tell them you're just watching an empty room. All right, I'm back. One day I'm going to make a commercial so that I can just play a commercial for the Jordane.shop while I go do that. Me and my friends are in a group on Discord, and he spelled cool kids wrong to say kook kids. So now our name is We Cook Kids. Y'all are creepy. Y'all are creepy, man. So wait. While we wait, this JHTP, Jordane Has to Pee moment, sponsored by a joke. Two-man cats walk into a bar. What do? Do they kill a car? You can't kill a car, but damn it, he'll try. All right, so I was walking today, and I was taking the old pups, as I do. We've had this conversation many a times, where I like to go on my walks, and usually they're runs. Usually I go to run, but I try to stay on top of my cardiovascular, my heart muscle, because your heart muscle is just as important as all the other muscles that you can flex. It just doesn't look as good whenever you're flexing online, posting your little pictures and stuff. But you gotta try. You gotta try to take care of your heart. You have to take care of your heart. You can't see it. It doesn't matter. Get to moving. Take care of your heart. That's all I try to do. I'll do 2 to 3 miles a day, either running or walking. Walking sucks because it takes a lot longer, but you got to do what you got to do. So like I said, you guys know I don't like running in the snow. I don't like running when it's super cold outside because there's ice everywhere, and I'm probably going to kill myself because you guys know, like, go to my YouTube. I have so many videos of me busting my ass, not even wrestling, just taking a walk, and then I bust my ass. It is what it is, Capybara said, what did the dogs do this time? That's what we're getting into. That's what we're getting into right now. And the dog also reminded me of another memory that I had from back in my high school days, which was like 15 years ago now, So we were walking, and, I have the Beagle. The Beagle is Seether, and the Pit Bull mix, the brown one, is Surge. If you guys go to my Instagram or my Facebook, you can watch my stories, and you'll get the updates daily. And I meant to update it earlier, but I didn't update the damn thing. But it is. I went on my old trampoline today, and I started wrestling. Probably a stupid idea. I think I broke my neck. Yeah, you got to be careful on that trampoline. I've rolled ankles on trampolines. I've hurt my wrist on I've hurt my neck on trampolines. Doing all wrestling stuff, but yeah, you got to be careful on the trampolines, Mahoney. The real rings don't feel like a trampoline, so don't spoil yourself thinking that you can fall on a trampoline and it's going to be like falling in the ring, because it's a rude awakening. But I was taking the dogs for a walk, and the Pit Bull, the brown one, is a puppy still. He's 9 months old. So I completely forget about like how young he is and how much he's still learning. He has a whole lot to learn. So I have this little trick that I taught the Beagle, and it's called pole. Anytime you see a pole, you go around it. So, we're walking. I'm here, dog's here, leash is in between us. There's something that's in the middle. Usually you'll walk up, the dog gets caught into it, and they're confused as shit. You can train the dog to learn to go around. So I'm training Surge to go around. He's seen the Beagle do it so many times, but he still hasn't figured it out for himself. So I have to be patient and just sit there and we'll just stare at each other. And I'll be like, go around, dude, go around. You'll figure it out. As soon as you figure it out, it's not going to be that bad. It's not not. It's really not that bad. We start walking. I'm trying to pull him. He's confused as shit. He's like, what the hell is going on? Why are you pulling on me? Why is this rope pulling on me? You're right there. I don't know what the hell's going on. You can see he's so confused. He don't know what the hell is going on. So I'm practicing with him. And he pulls himself up to where he gets his leash, and his leash is coming off of the top of his head. And I'm like, shit, don't like pull away and then run away. This is going to be a mess, because the Beagle is the one that I'm afraid of running away. And now the Pit Bull got loose, and now you got a Pit Bull loose and he's running around. That just doesn't look good. That just doesn't look good in general anyway, because people are babies, any type of dog really, unless it's like a toy dog. But even then, they give them too much leeway. You shouldn't be letting toy dogs bite people. It's not a good thing. But he pulls himself loose, and he tries to run away a little bit. And then I'm remembering, I'm like, okay, if I get angry and if I like try to show out, and I'm like, hey, get back here, he's going to freak out, and he's going to either run away or he's going to get excited. He's going to think I'm playing. So I just keep it chill. I'm like, all right, man, all right, cool. I'm going to get you. So I'm walking up to him. I'm trying to get him. He runs away. He keeps running away. And mind you, I still have the Beagle attached to my waist, because he's not getting anywhere. I hook a rope around me, and then I hook it up to him. The other one, I just keep on a regular leash, a normal leash. He's fine. Well, he was fine until today. So then he pulled himself off of the leash and got loose, and I keep trying to grab him, and he keeps jumping away and being like, I don't know, man. You were just trying to pull me into this big, giant piece of wood, And I was trying to get him to go around it, but for some reason, he's like getting pulled into it. He's just confused. He doesn't know what I'm doing. And you would think that at a certain point, he would see the other dog do it, and he would start doing it. Not this one. He's not the most observant pup in the universe, that's for sure. And I'm trying to get it to where he knows like what's going on. So it's going to take us a little bit longer to learn that. He's a puppy. He's got to learn. That's just part of it. I've trained a few dogs in the past, so I know how long it takes, and it's not that big of a deal. It's just it's consistency. It's consistency. We preach consistency with everything on this show. It's always consistency. When it's working out, when it's your diet, when it's staying on top of your work, when it's doing your shows, when it's teaching the dogs new things, they need consistency because each day they're going to remember that. They have to remember that. They'll remember it if you go through it. Each time you go through it a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and then you celebrate. Whenever they do something good, you tell them they did something good. You let them know that you did something good. Because whenever Serge actually does go around the pole, it's like the greatest thing that just happened. Because he'll go around and I'll be like, oh my God, you did it! You did it! And he's like, oh yeah, I did it! And he's like jumping on me and we're celebrating. And I'm just hoping that he's like, okay, he's going to remember this point now because it's a very good thing. He's happy, he's jumping, he's happy. And so he's coming along. He's coming along slowly, but he's coming along. Look, I'm going to jump to the chat real quick before we jump back into the story. Led to the ring by your Royal Highness, King Cat from the Shred Shed Dog Cabin in Baltimore, Maryland. Serge and Seether, the Leashed Saboteurs. That's a great name. The Leashed Saboteurs. They are the Leashed Saboteurs. They're the ones that make me fall and bust my ass more often than anything. I don't necessarily bust my ass. It's the dogs that trip me that make me bust my ass. Thank you. I don't just fall randomly. I do sometimes fall randomly. I fall. I'm clumsy as shit sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. I'm trying to train my dog not to come upstairs. That's the thing. Pups are hard to train. My friends just got one. Yes, they are hard to train, but it's not necessarily about how hard it is to train them. It's more so about your consistency and your patience, because they're going to figure it out. Once you put those patterns into their head and then you repeat those patterns every day, eventually they're going to remember that pattern, and that pattern's going to become part of the way that they work. So that's going to happen. You just have to be patient. If you're not patient and then you just be like, I'm not going to train them, then the dogs they're not going to know what to do. And then every time you tell them to do something or you want them to do something, they're not going to know what the hell you want them to do. So it does take a lot of time, and it is definitely patience. But you got to do the treats. You got to do the positive reinforcement. There's a lot of things that you got to do, especially when it comes to dealing with pups. But I would say the first and foremost thing is consistency. Staying on top of it. Yes. Thank you, Just Robs. Positive reinforcement, 100%. That's exactly like you said. Positive reinforcement is one of the huge things for dogs whenever it comes to training dogs. Having the treat there, we're just trying to condition them to react to a certain stimuli the way that we want them to react. So if I say something, if I say a certain word like come, I want them to come. If I want them to stay, I'm going to tell you to stay. If I tell you no, then that means no. That means whatever you're doing, stop. Turn around. I have turn around. We have a bunch of different tricks that I've taught the beagle, but now we're working on the little guy. The younger guy. He's a lot bigger than the beagle is now, but the younger guy. So the younger guy, or the younger pup, if you will, there's some things he's picking up faster, and there's some things he's picking up slower compared to the beagle. But that's like anything. That's like you have a classroom full of students. Some people are going to pick up on some things a little bit faster than others, and that's just part of the game. That's what you're working on anyway. So we'll see you later, Barry Jones. Glad you joined us, though, bro. But yeah, you gotta stay on top of them. But the problem is whenever you have these little obstacles that jump in the way. So whenever you're training a dog, it's a lot better to have like that single attention on that one dog instead of having two dogs there and training multiple dogs at multiple times. or training multiple dogs at one time is super complicated. I'm not quite at that point yet, but I can definitely train a dog by themselves. So I'm working on that with Serge. He did the pole thing. He's slowly getting better. He pulled away. I did finally get him back. We were walking earlier. We did a nice long walk, and then, of course, and the beagle does this. Sometimes when we're walking, they'll catch a scent, and then they're going to pull on you a little bit harder, and that's just kind of normal, like dog shit. That's what dogs do. As they're walking, they'll smell something that they really, and then they'll just zero in on it, and they have to stay on it, and they have to try to figure out what the hell that is, or maybe they know who it is. Maybe it smells like a dog's. Maybe it smells like their friend's shit, and they're like, oh, man, my friend just took a shit here. That's great. This is so awesome. Let me pee on it now. Dogs are weird. Dogs, just like Mahoney said, dogs are like kids. Dogs are like kids. Dogs are like kids. They're a little bit more violent than kids generally are, though. Some dogs are, dogs just have their own rules that how they deal with each other, and it can be a little bit more aggressive than, how we deal with each other. But you shouldn't be beating your dog, I don't like people that hit their dogs and try to teach them a lesson, because that's not how they learn. They don't really learn that way. They're just like you. They'll just take a shit, and then you'll hit them, and then they're just like, why are you hitting me? Like, what the hell? They don't put the two together, So you have to have a lot of patience. And I've had a lot of patience with Serge, but Serge today, all that practice that we've had ended up biting me in the butt, because we did the dog thing. Looking good. Stay safe. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. We did the dog thing. We did the pole thing. But today on the way back, I took a different route than I normally do, and I didn't feel like getting my feet wet, because a lot of these trails, they have puddles, and the puddles just go very wide, and there's just a lot of water and mud everywhere. I'm trying to avoid all that shit. So I decided to take a different route today, and this route was going through an apartment complex. And there's a bunch of trash cans, and there's a bunch of shit around the trash cans. And, obviously dogs are attracted. They are very attracted to trash cans, because there's all those smells, there's all these things that they can do, that they can go after, and it's just like a whole new world when they're passing by a trash can, because there's so many different smells. It's got to be like, oh my God. I'm trying to imagine like the olfactory system that's like ransacking their brain, that's making them think, like that's making them, they don't look like most of us, like humans, like we use our eyeballs. That's why, like when we were like apes in the forest, when we went out into the plains and we started standing straight up so we could see higher, we use our eyeballs. A lot of animals, most animals use their noses. They sniff, like boy cat, man cat, old man cat, king cat. He sniffs a lot of shit. He uses his nose more than anything. He uses his eyes more than the beagle, though. But the beagle is all he wants to do is sniff. All he wants to do is sniff. It gets annoying because that's like his nostrils. That's the noise that his nostrils make. That dude just sniffs, man. But the story is about Serge. And Serge was he was doing really good today. We were passing through this new apartment complex that we don't necessarily go through. There's a bunch of garbage cans going around, and I have to drag him away from it. And anytime there's a distraction going on, I try to keep it. Whenever we're walking, we're walking. You can poop and pee if you have to, but other than that, we're walking. We got to keep walking. So I'll keep them walking, and we'll keep rolling. But they'll see the little distractions on the way. They'll see another dog, and they'll want to detour and go say hi to the dog. Or one of them will get a smell. They want to go smell the smell. They'll see a person for some reason. They're more interested in that person. They'll go after that person. They want to go smell that person. Maybe they want to go smell that person. Maybe they have dogs, and that like he smells the dog on that dog. Maybe. I don't know what's going through their minds. We can speculate all day. I would love to speculate all day about what exactly is going through the dogs' minds, but since we don't really have time for all that, we're going to just tell you the story. So we were going through this apartment complex, passing through the garbage can, and I wasn't paying as much of attention as I should have been paying, and they dragged me over. Right when they dragged me over, I was like, what the hell is going on here? Why are y'all so excited about this? And they're sniffing and they're growling at each other, and I'm like, what the hell? I look down, and it is a dead owl. A dead owl that's decapitated. Dead owl, just there on the ground. Dogs start fighting over it because I guess they know it's food. So now I'm fucked up in the head because Boycat brings birds into the house. When he brings birds into the house or he brings any type of rodent into the house, the dogs eat them. Now, I haven't seen that in a long time because I haven't lived there. But that's what he does. Boycat brings in the food, and the dogs get Boycat's food. So it's like there's nothing that you can do. The cat brings food in for the dogs, and the dogs eat it. So I'm taking the dogs out. So now these dogs are familiar with being able to eat dead bodies. I know that don't sound very good. But the dogs are like they're accustomed to eating dead bodies now. They know like, oh, this is a rodent, I can eat it. Nom 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 nom. Ooh, this is a bird. Ooh, I like bird. Because I know Boycat has taste too. He'll kill a mouse, but he won't eat it. He'll kill a bat, he won't eat it. He eats birds. He'll eat bunnies. He loves the taste of bunnies. The dogs love the taste of bunnies. Mice, they're not really big fans of mice. Boycat will bring in like a half-eaten mouse, but Boycat will eat a whole bird. He does not play with the birds. And I've found points where I came in and I was like, oh shit, he found a bird. That's crazy. And if you guys go back to my YouTube page, you'll see a bird escape his claws too. There's a 1-minute video of Mancat. He caught a bird and he was walking up trying to bring me the bird, and then the bird flies away. Great video. I was so shocked whenever it happened. But he has a taste for birds. The dogs have a taste for birds. So I realized that it was a damn like a owl skeleton. It wasn't like completely a skeleton though. So it was still, there was still fur, or not fur, but there were still feathers. You know, there were still feathers. There was still a little bit of stuff that was still being broken down. There was still a little bit of meat. There was still something that they could smell that made them realize, like, oh no, there's some protein here. There's something I need to get. I need to get their carbon so that I can live a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. Sorry, Lori. This is a little bit of a gross story, but this is the shit that I deal with. This is what we have to deal with. These damn dogs and the cat. I know the cat. Honestly, the cat conditioned the dogs because the cat brought in the food for the dogs, and now the dogs know that they can eat that. And now I'm sitting here like dealing with this dog who found an owl skull. He found an owl skull. And what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to grab the owl skull out of his mouth with your bare hands? Because I didn't have gloves on or anything like that, and I'm just grossed out. And I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do about this now? What do I do? It's worse than poop hands. It's worse than the poop hands episode. The poop hands episode was bad. But I didn't even realize it until I actually grabbed the poop, and I was like, oh, now I got poop on my hands for the rest of this walk. Now I got to wash my hands when I get back inside, and it sucks. Leonard said, a new show on Netflix called Canine Intervention. It's A1 stuff. Oh, I want to check that out. Is it? I bet you it's just like the Dog Hunter. The Dog Hunter. The Dog Whisperer. Caesar, the Dog Whisperer. I like the Dog Whisperer. So maybe it has something like that. I'm going to head off to see everyone next time. Good night. Good night. We will see you. Have a good night, Mahoney. I think you need a new job. You have lost the plot, legend. What are you even talking about, Scott? Your walks are very interesting. They really are. They really are very interesting. So he grabbed the owl skull. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do with this damn owl skull now? This is a mess. So I start like pushing his mouth, and I start grabbing inside of his mouth. I'm like grabbing this poor dog, and I'm opening it up. All right, we'll see you later, Capybara. It was good seeing you. I'm glad that you got to join us again. But yes, and I opened up, skull fell out, pulled him away. We were all good. It was all gravy. It was all gravy. But then it reminded me of one of my friends who I used to go to high school with. And we will call him G-Rad because he was a gangster and he was rad. and he did a lot of crazy stuff. He's one of the types of guys that you knew that if you wanted somebody to do something crazy, he's your man. If you wanted to go to McDonald's and get a milkshake and put ketchup in the milkshake, put mayonnaise in the milkshake, put a couple of French fries in the milkshake, break up some burger, put some burger in the milkshake, get some of their secret sauce, put some of the secret sauce in the shake, mix it all up, he'll drink it. He's that type of guy. He'll do it. He don't give two shits. And so we used to get him to do all kinds of like weird types of challenges and things like that. And of course, me getting excited, I came up with a bunch of creative stuff to see how gross we could get him. And I'll talk about some of the concoctions that we had him eating before, but we're just going to keep it for the owl skulls right now, because I've got a lot of stories with this guy, because he's a crazy one. Canine Intervention. It's a trainer who deals with aggressive and untamed dogs. This guy is from Oakland, California. Oh, better than the dog whisperer. Yes, that does sound pretty good. All Bella brings home is chunks of ice. Your cat. What the hell's wrong with your cat? Is Bella old? Is that what it is? Because one of my family members had an old cat. This cat was like 18, 19 years old, and she used to catch a bunch of vermin back in the day. But then as she got older, she couldn't quite keep up with catching all the vermin, so she ended up like catching bugs. So like you would be sitting there and the dog would, she's very young. So you'd be sitting there and the cat would just bring in like bugs. She would bring in flies. And I don't know how you caught a fly as a cat, but cats can catch flies. She caught butterflies. She would bring a bunch of like little small things. So she went from like little mice to bunnies, then back down to the bugs. And I think Man-Cat's right there at bunnies right now. So he might go down to the bugs once he gets to the age where he can't quite handle it as much. He won't be able to handle it quite as much. So G-Rad, being the type of character that he is, always down to do some crazy stuff. I mean, this guy has done crazy stuff. And I got to remember, I just remembered another story that I got to write down, because crazy. And I'm just going to let you know. I'm going to let you know one of his crazy stories right now. I'm just writing this down so I don't forget it. Brain worm. Just so you know, that's what I have to write down so that I remember. All right. So Bradley, or Radley, or Johnny, or Jimmy, or Randy, came to me one night and was like, "Hey, man, I found this thing. I don't want to tell you about it, though. I don't want you to be weirded out, but I want to show you because I think it's so cool." And I was like, "Okay, well, that sounds cool, man. I'm totally down. What do you have? What do you have, G-Rad? What's going on? What have you got in your crazy mind that you have going on with you? What have you got?" So he told me, he's like, "Yeah, man, I found something. I put it in my room. It's very stinky though, so I'm not sure what was going on with it. So, and then my mom got mad. So it ends up that he was walking home from school, just like I was walking through the apartment complex. He found an owl skeleton, just like I found an owl. Well, I didn't find the owl skeleton. The damn dog found the owl skeleton. Dog found the owl skeleton. He found an owl skeleton, and he kept the skull. And his owl was not that old. It was not that old. Or it wasn't dead for that long is what I'm really trying to say. I don't think it was dead for that long, because from what he told me, now I didn't have it. He sent me pictures, but I never actually seen it in person. but he had an owl skull. He took it home. It still had a lot in it. It still had a lot of, I'm guessing, brains. I'm guessing skin. I'm guessing whatever. Beak. It had everything. He had an owl skull. He was like, this is badass. I'm going to put an owl skull in my bedroom. So he put the owl skull in his bedroom. And guess what happened 2 days later? 2 days later, his mom comes banging on the door and is like, what the hell is that smell? It smells like something died in here. What the hell is going on? And him freaking out, not wanting to lose his owl skull because he thinks it's the coolest thing he's ever seen. He's like, no, nothing. I think I farted. Something like that. Just to push her away. So he pushed her away. He got his mom away, and he went and got Febreze. And you know what he did for the next 2 weeks? He Febrezed the skull. He Febrezed his room. He kept the skull in there and let it break down. He let the damn thing break down in his house. So he said like he watched it just deteriorate away into an actual skull where the actual white was just there. So he would check it on every day, and he would spray his spray. And his mom did keep telling him, like, hey, man, something stinks. What is going on? But this guy kept that damn skull in there for another 2 weeks. And then finally one of his dogs got it, and it was gone. His dog came into his bedroom. And took it. And it came full damn circle. Sans Surge with that damn skull in his mouth just made me think. I was like, where have I've never actually seen it, but this is familiar to me. Why is this so familiar to me? And it was that, damn it. It was that. That was exactly what it was. It all came back to me, and I was like, oh no, Randy, you fucking idiot. He did that. I remember him telling me about that shit. He's done a lot of crazy shit, man. This dude is out there. I'm telling you, he's out there. But that right there, that's a little hardcore. That's way more hardcore than I would be expecting. That's for sure. Way more hardcore than I was expecting. But what can you do? At a certain point, you have crazy people who have crazy ideas. And he was a big-time juggalo guy, too, so he was, like, really into that type of stuff. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, Allison, because it's a weird story, you know, because he's a crazy guy. This guy witnessed owl skull decompose. That is gross. Yeah, he witnessed the skull decomposing for 2 weeks, and then his dog got a hold of it. People are crazy, man. People are crazy. Yeah, this guy witnessed an owl skull. Oh, no, I just broke my pen. Decomposing. And I must have blocked this out of my head because I haven't thought about that in so long. What if he put it in the freezer? Maybe it wouldn't smell. You know what, Allison? He might have did that originally. I think he did put it in the freezer, but then I think that he was wanting the skull, but he didn't want to like clean it off himself, so I think he decided to let it decompose by himself. I don't know how all that works, but now that you say that, I feel like I feel like when he first got it, he told me that he put it in there. Ah, man. I'm going to share a few more of his stories, and then I'm going to have him on the show and then I have to have him back up, and then I'm going to have him back up. You know, I had a turtle shell as an ashtray as a kid. Yeah, you did. I remember that, Leonard. I remember that, Cousin Frank Thunder on the show. He did. He had an actual turtle shell. It was an actual turtle shell, and then he made it an ashtray. Haha, as a kid. Basically a kid smoking. Yeah, you were. All kids, like from where we came from, were basically smoking at that time anyway. I was just too scared. I didn't like it. It choked me. Yeah, Allison, I'm definitely going to have him on. It'll be in a little while, though, because he lives out in the woods, and he doesn't have technology. He's one of those wild men. There's wild men out there, guys. There's wild people. There's just fucking wild people out there who are just living on the fucking edge And they don't know shit about Instagram. They don't know shit about live streams. They don't know shit about anything other than, oh, that'll look cool in my house. I think I'm going to take that skull that was living once, and now it's dead, but now it's not even just a skull. It's a damn decomposing body. I'm going to take it into my house because I think it's cool. You know, it's a different type of person. Different type of person, but I love it. I love those types of people. Those are my people. I love those types. I love crazy people, man. And that's crazy. I don't care what you tell me. That's crazy. The owl head, though, that just blows my mind. Like, the damn dog found the owl head, and he knew, like, and he was like, he thought it was food. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to let you bring that home and chew on it because I buy bones from the store? You know, like, no way, dude. You can't. No, get off that. You don't eat that. That's not your food. You know. But then you got guys like Randy who just all he wants to do is have a fucking cool thing in his room, but he's got to let it decompose first. That's some creepy shit, man. That's some creepy shit. People are creepy, and I love it. I do love it. Ah, shit. I forgot. There was, hold on. We'll do that tomorrow, though. I do have another story for where was it? Sorry, I got, like, so many things written. No, I got the discipline thing on there. Yeah, it's the discipline. Yeah, I wrote that down. All right, cool. We're good to go. All right, guys, we're heading up to the to ending of the show here. Thank you all for joining me. I'm going to run through the old adage, and I got to remember to do that at the beginning of the show, too. We got to share this show. We got to like it. We got to subscribe, and we got to go to Jordane.shop and get your favorite Jordane t-shirt, your favorite Jordane sticker, your favorite Jordane, all that other good shit. We're going to end the episode now, guys. I appreciate you all joining me at Endgame Jordane on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Paul Jordane. Twitch, Paul Jordane. I would say Periscope, but that's still Twitter anyway, so that's at Endgame Jordane. And, I'll be here tomorrow, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for joining me. This is always fun. Another day in the bag, another fun episode that we had. You all have a great night. I will see you all tomorrow.